welcome to all of you in the second part of electric potential. And these topics are again going to be very important. It's a continuation of the previous topic, so be careful about it. Let us begin with the first topic, that is, suppose there is a charge here. This charge will have its electric potential at a point at a distance r from it, and this is a point charge, so formula for electric potential is K Q by R, that we have derived in the previous video, right? So this is the basic formula for the electric potential at a point due to a point charge. Now in today's topic we are going to use this formula, but things are going to be a bit different. You have studied in case of electric field and electrostatic force. What is that net electrostatic force at a point or at a charge due to a number of charges, or electric field at a point due to a number of charges? This is basically superposition of electric field and electrostatic force. Now, what is the superposition principle? Superposition principle for electric dipole, for electric potential. See, this is a point, a number of charges are there, Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4, and we are interested in calculating the electric potential at this point. This distance is R1, this distance is R2, this distance is R3, and this distance is R4. You know, electric potential is basically work done per unit charge, and work done being a scalar quantity. So, electric potential at this point is going to be the algebraic sum of all the electric potentials due to these charges. And once we talk of algebraic potential, there should be a difference between electric potential due to a negative charge or a positive charge. Suppose this charge is a negative charge, this charge is a negative charge. Then the expression for electric potential is going to change. The net electric potential V is the algebraic sum of V1 plus V2 plus V3 plus V4. But V1 is due to a positive charge, so this is K Q1 by R1. V2 is due to a negative charge, so this is K minus Q2 by R2. Similarly, V3, a positive charge, K Q3 by R3, plus V4, a negative charge, so this is K minus Q4 by R4. So they basically what you call, this is the algebraic sum. This is superposition principle for electric potential. So electric potential at a point due to a number of charges is basically the algebraic sum of electric potentials due to all the charges. In case of electric field and electrostatic force, the superposition principle says that the net force or net electric field is the vector sum. Here it is the algebraic sum. And when you are going to take algebraic sum, while doing the calculations, take negative charges as negative in the calculation, positive charges positive in the calculation. In case of electric field and electrostatic force, while doing the calculations, charges will be always taken by their magnitude, so that always positive, and direction of the force or field will be denoted as per the given diagram or as per the given situation. So direction will tell you that the charge is a negative or a positive one, but calculation will take only positive value. Here in electric potential, the calculation will take negative and positive values both. Is that clear? Now, let us come to the next topic. Next topic says, if a number of small charged liquid drops are going to combine to form a bigger drop, what will be the electric potential of the bigger drop? The topic is combination of charge drops. A number of charged small drops are there. Suppose n is equal to number of drops, and each drop is having a charge q, that is the charge on each small drop, r is the radius of the drop. Now when these drops are going to combine, they form a bigger drop and the radius will become, this is the radius of bigger drop. Okay. Charges are additive in nature, so the total charge after combination is going to be NQ. No problem. The electric potential for a small drop is, suppose it is represented by a small v letter, this is K Q by R. Correct? And electric potential due to the bigger drop is K total charge NQ by capital R. Correct? This is the electric potential due to the smaller drop, and this is the electric potential due to the bigger drop. So what is unknown here is this radius R. What will be this radius? It's very simple. It's a mathematical calculation. Total volume is not going to change. That is constant. So total volume of n drops is equal to n times 4 by 3 pi r cube. This is the volume of one drop multiplied by number of drops. And this will be the total volume of the bigger drop, that is 4 by 3 pi capital R. You see, 4 by 3 pi and 4 by 3 pi are cancelled. So what we conclude is capital R is, this is n into r cube to the power 1 by 3. So this basically, this is n to the power 1 by 3 into r. So this is the radius. So this will be the radius of the bigger drop. Now replace this value of radius in this expression, you will get the electric potential. It's very simple. So what will be the electric potential now? In this case, I am just replacing this R here. Capital V is equal to K n cube upon, this is n to the power 1 by 3 into R, sorry, into R. So this K, this is n, this is power 1 and this is 1 by 3. So if you go here, this is 1 minus 1 by 3 into Q upon R. So basically this is K n to the power 2 by 3 into Q by R. This is the expression for electric potential of the bigger drop. So basically electric potential of the bigger drop is n to the power 2 by 3 times the electric potential of the smaller drop. So this is the final expression. Because kq by small r is the electric potential of the smaller drop. So this is V n to the power 2 by 3 into the electric potential of the smaller drop. Is that clear? Okay. Let us come to the next topic. Electric dipole you have studied. Now we are going to calculate electric potential due to a dipole. Again, there are two situations. Electric potential will be calculated on its axial line as well as in its equatorial line. So the first case is, when you talk of electric potential due to a dipole. When we talk of the case that is axial line, you know what is an axial line? If this is a dipole, minus q charge is here, plus q charge is here, this is separation is 2L, this point is A, this point is B, then this line is the axial line of the dipole. Let us consider a point X here. You want to calculate electric potential at this point. Now, this is the midpoint of the dipole. From the midpoint of the dipole, let this separation is R. So, at point X there are two electric potentials. One electric potential is due to this minus Q charge and one electric potential is due to this plus Q charge. So the net electric potential V is VA plus VB. Electric potential due to charge at A, electric potential due to charge at B. The charge at A is at a distance R plus L. This distance is L. This is also L. So this is R plus L is the total distance, and similarly for this plus Q charge, the distance is R minus L. So basically this is K minus Q by R plus L plus K plus Q by R minus L. You see, out of these two, which is a bigger quantity? The denominator here is a smaller quantity, so this fraction is going to be bigger. So basically, V is KQ is taken as common. This is 1 by R minus L minus 1 R plus L. If you take the LCM, this is KQ, this is R square minus L square, and here it is R plus L minus R minus L, so this is R plus L again. So R and R will be cancelled. This is 2 times L. So finally, what we are getting is V is K Q into 2L upon R square minus L square. And you know, Q into 2L is electric dipole moment represented by letter P. So basically this is Kp by R square minus L square. It's very simple. Now, in the similar situation, in case of electric field intensity, we had to take the vector sum, and here it is the algebraic sum, because superposition principle of electric potential says the algebraic sum will be the net result. If the point X is supposed to be very far away, means R is very large, so when R is large in comparison to L, L is going to be neglected. So when R is very greater than L, so L is going to be neglected in this case, so V now becomes Kp by R square. This is the electric potential due to an electric dipole at a point on its axis. Correct? Now, take the second situation. We calculate the electric potential on its equatorial line. When you talk of equatorial line, this is your dipole, this is minus Q, this is plus Q, the separation is 2L, the perpendicular bisector is your equatorial line, and let us consider a point X here. This is at a distance R from the center. At this point, we have one electric potential due to minus charge, one electric potential due to plus charge. So if this is R, this is L, this is L, so this distance is R square plus L square. This is also R square plus L square. Let us say this point is A and this point is B. So what is the electric potential at this point X? V is equal to V1 VA plus VB, or electric potential due to point A is it is due to negative charge, so this is K minus Q by R distance, and distance is R square plus L square. Similarly, VB is K plus Q upon R square plus L square under root. Both the quantities are similar in magnitude, only this is negative and this is positive. So finally they are going to cancel out each other. So net electric potential on its equatorial line is going to be 0. It's very simple. Electric field calculated at the same point was not 0. So now you can say there is a point you can imagine where electric field exists but potential is 0. The example is for an electric dipole on its equatorial line, electric field exists but potential 0. Similarly, in case of a charged sphere, if you calculate electric field inside, E, that comes out to be 0. But we have calculated electric potential, and that is going to be constant inside, V is constant. So electric potential inside point that exists, but electric field is 0. So either ways it is correct. Can you imagine a point where electric potential is 0 but field exists? This is the example. Can you imagine a point where electric potential exists but electric field is 0? Charged sphere is the example. Correct? Okay. Let us come to the next topic. This is electric potential due to a combination of two charges. Two charges. Electric potential due to a combination of two charges. Electric potential due to a combination of two charges. Let us first imagine that a charge from infinity is brought up to this point. Okay. No electric field is there, no other charge was there, so no work is done in bringing this charge Q1 here. Okay. At a distance r from it, let us bring another charge Q2 from infinity and place it here. So if you place this another charge here, already this charge was existing, so there was an electric potential V1 existing at this point. And when you bring this charge Q2, some work is to be done. In first case, while bringing this charge Q1, the work done was 0. But in second case, when you bring this charge Q2, the work done will not be 0. Basically, work done is electric potential into charge. The formula for electric potential was work done per unit charge, that you remember. So work done is what? V into Q. So what is the total work done? That is W1 plus W2. Or this is V1 into Q1. V1 is K into Q2, sorry. V1 is K Q1 by R into Q2. So this is the net work done. Now this is the total work done for a system of two charges. Whereas the work done in bringing the first charge was 0 and second charge when brought, work was done. And the total work done is this. Now you see the expression, it's not significant whether you bring this charge first or this charge first. पहले इसको लेके आएंगे तो इलेक्ट्रिक पोटेंशियल इसकी होगी और फिर इसको लेके आएंगे, then ultimately final expression is going to be same. So basically this is the work done in establishing or assembling these two charges from infinity in this space. So what we call, this is the electric potential energy of the system of two charges. This is the electric potential energy of the system of two charges. Similarly, if you talk of three charges system, suppose three charges are there, they are brought from infinity and assembled here. Initially, when you bring the first charge, this is a system of three charges. Suppose first charge is brought here from infinity, no work is done, work done is 0. The second charge is brought at a distance R12, Q2. So work will be done, that is potential U2 first for the second charge into Q2. And this will be how much? This is K Q1 Q2 by R12. Now, if the third charge is placed here from infinity, Q3, when you bring this charge Q3, you will have to do work for due to this potential and due to this potential. So potential due to Q1 and potential due to Q2, so two different work dones will be done. So when Q3 is brought, W3 is equal to the potential at this point due to this charge Q1 is V13 into Q3 plus potential due to this charge is K Q, sorry, this is V23 into Q3. Now V13 is K Q1 upon R13. Let us say this is R13, this is R23 into Q3 plus V23 is K Q2 R23 into Q3. So total work done is W1 plus W2 plus W3. If you add all the three, you get K as common. This is Q1 Q2 by R12, Q2 Q3 by R23 plus Q1 Q3 by R13. So this is the net work done. So total, what is this? This is the total work done. So this is the electric potential energy of the system of three charges. Electric potential energy due to the system of two charges is K Q1 Q2. Interesting example लेते हैं. There is a cube. Cube means all the sides are same, and each corner of the cube is carrying a charge Q. Everywhere the charge Q is placed. Naturally, जब ये सारे total 8 charges are there, if you want to assemble this situation, bring the first charge, then bring the second charge, and bring the third charge, and continue up to 8th charge. So whenever you bring the first charge, work will be done. When you bring the second charge, work will be done. No. In the first case, since there is no electric field, so when you bring the first charge, no work is done. But when you bring the second charge, third charge, and so on, you will have to do the work due to the presence of other charges, right? So ultimately, the total amount of work done in assembling this situation will be the potential energy of this cube. Okay. How many work done will be there? When you bring the first charge, there is no work done. When you bring the second charge, there is one work done. Third charge, 2, fourth, this is 4, 5, 6 and 7. If you total it out, total work done are 28 works. So we have to calculate these 28 work done, sum them up, and that will be the total potential energy. देखने में बड़ा लेंदी सा लगता है, कैसे कैलकुलेट करेंगे? You see, when you bring all the 8 charges, you see what is the separation between these charges. There are various types of separations, correct? 12 sides are there. 12 sides of a cube are there. It means if you consider each side as R, then there are 12 work dones which is having a distance of separation of R, and that will be calculated by 12 times potential difference, that is K Q by R. Now there are different situations. Suppose this charge and this charge, you see the separation. So when you bring this charge, a work will be done due to this also. So how many such distances are there? How many faces are there for a cube? Total 6 faces. हर एक फेस में देखो आप दो तो diagonals होंगे. And how these diagonals are basically, this is R, the angle is 90 degree. So the separation here is under root R square plus R square, that is R root 2. This is the separation. And how many such separations are there? हर एक फेस में दो दो diagonals हैं. So 12 again. So we are having again 12 work dones having a separation of root 2 R. This is first, this is second. Now total 28 work dones are there. 12 of them are like this, 12 of them are like this. You see in a cube, there are four different types of diagonals. One is starting from this corner and going up to this corner, from here to here. And another one is starting from this corner and coming up to this corner. Right? So two diagonals here. Similarly, if you consider these two faces, these two corners, again two diagonals are there. Just imagine a room. What is the diagonal of the room, of the base? Diagonal is r root 2. And then the height is r. Then what is the diagonal? Just imagine a triangle in a cube. Then you will have under root 2r square plus r square. So basically this is root 3r. So this is the separation. So we are having four diagonals like this. So we are having four works, that is 4 times k cube upon root 3r. So what is the electric potential energy of this system? In this situation, the total potential energy will be the sum of equation 1, 2 and 3. KQ and upon R is there everywhere. So KQ by R is taken as common. What is left is here 12 plus what is left here is 12 upon root 2. And what is left here is 4 upon root 3. You can simplify this. This is the work done and this is the total potential energy of the system. Correct? Now, this was a very interesting example. It's very important for your examination point of view. Let us come to the next topic. Let us calculate the work done in rotating a dipole in a uniform electric field. See, work done in rotating a dipole in a uniform electric field. See, a uniform electric field is represented by straight lines with an arrow showing the direction of the electric field. Imagine a dipole is placed here, making angle theta with the horizontal. This is plus charge, this is minus charge, minus q, this is plus q. Correct? Now this dipole is to be rotated. So whenever you place this dipole in this electric field, a torque is produced. And torque already we have calculated, that is P E sin theta. This is the expression already we have done. Now, if you want to rotate it, the angle theta is going to change. When theta will change, the torque is going to change. So torque here is not a constant quantity. So in this situation, what we are going to do is, we consider d theta as a small angular displacement. And then a small work done is torque into d theta. Then if you want to turn it, the dipole, from one particular angle to another angle, so that theta 1 to theta 2, in this case, total work done will be integration of torque d theta, theta 1 to theta 2. Put the value of torque here, P and E are constants, integration of sin theta into d theta, that is theta 1 to theta 2. And integration of sin theta is minus cos theta, so this is basically PE minus cos theta, theta 1 to theta 2. So our final expression for the work done is PE cos theta 1 minus cos theta 2. This is the total work done. This is the expression for the work done when in rotating a dipole in a uniform electric field. Now it depends. Suppose your dipole is initially placed in the direction of the electric field, so that in this case theta 1 is 0 and let us say theta 2 is theta. Then the work done changes this is PE cos 0 degree minus cos theta. So this work done is PE 1 minus cos theta. This is the expression for the work done. Is that clear? Now, the next topic that is very important, we need to calculate the potential energy of a dipole in a uniform electric field. Potential energy of a dipole. When we talk of potential energy, let me just write down the topic here. We are interested in calculating the potential energy of a dipole in a uniform electric field E. When we talk of potential energy of a system always exists whenever some work is done. आप किसी सिस्टम में वर्क डन करोगे, वही वर्क डन उसकी पोटेंशियल एनर्जी के फॉर्म में स्टोर हो जाती है. So, if a dipole is placed here, this is plus, this is minus. इस डाइपोल को यदि आपने टर्न कर दिया तो वर्कडन करना पड़ेगा. अभी आपने कैलकुलेट कर लिया वर्कडन कैसे कैलकुलेट करते हैं. तो जो वर्कडन कैलकुलेट कर लिया वही इसकी पोटेंशियल एनर्जी होनी चाहिए. नहीं, सी इसको मैंने इस पेन को यहां से यहां तक उठाया, मैंने वर्कडन किया एंड द वर्क डन इज सपोज 2 joules. So what is the potential energy of this pen? 2 joules? No, it cannot be 2 joules. I did not tell you what is the potential energy of the pen here. Already जब ये यहाँ पे था तो इसकी कुछ potential energy थी या नहीं थी. यदि potential energy थी, suppose x amount and 2 joules extra will be done, then total will be 2 plus x. So already एक डाइपोल को जब टर्न करना है तो उसकी potential energy कितनी है पहले से, और फिर वर्क डन कितना करना पड़ा, दोनों को ऐड करना पड़ेगा. So what is the better way to calculate potential energy is, first place your dipole in such a situation that its initial potential energy is 0. इसको आपको ऐसे रखना है कि इसकी potential energy 0 हो जाए. अब वो कैसे रखें कि इसकी potential energy 0 हो जाए? See, if you place the dipole perpendicular to the electric field, then its potential energy will be 0. Why? Again फिर से आ जाओ. Potential energy of a system of 2 charges. 2 charges को establish करने में, assemble करने में जो work done होता है वही इसकी potential energy होती है. But यहाँ already एक electric field है. So when you bring this positive charge from infinity to this place, some work will be done. When you bring this negative charge from infinity to this place, again the work will be done, but this time the charge is opposite, so work will be done by the system. एक बार वर्क डन ऑन द सिस्टम होगा, एक बार वर्क डन बाय द सिस्टम होगा. एक वर्क डन प्लस, एक वर्क डन माइनस, तो टोटल वर्क डन विल बी 0. सो जब आप डाइपोल को परपेंडिकुलर पोजीशन पे रखते हैं तो इसकी इनिशियल पोटेंशियल एनर्जी 0 हो जाती है. अब इस इनिशियल पोटेंशियल एनर्जी 0 है, अब इसको रोटेट करने पे जो वर्क डन होगा वही इसकी पोटेंशियल एनर्जी हो जाएगी. सो लेट अस से दिस इज टर्न थ्रू अ स्मॉल एंगल d थीटा. इनिशियली इट वाज प्लेस्ड एट एन एंगल 90 डिग्री. It is turned through angle d theta. The torque is Pe sin theta once again. Okay, and the small work done will be torque into d theta, and total work done will be torque into d theta. But this time the limit is starts from 90 degree to a particular angle theta. 90 डिग्री में जब रखा तो इसकी पोटेंशियल एनर्जी 0 हो गई. अब जितने भी एंगल तक टर्न करेंगे वो उसकी पोटेंशियल एनर्जी हो जाएगी. Let us say this angle is theta. So now, once again the similar situation, torque is Pe sin theta, integration limit 90 degree to theta into d theta. So this is Pe, integration of sin theta is minus cos theta once again, this is 90 degree to theta. Or this is Pe minus sign, I am taking it out. So this is cos theta minus cos 0 degree. Sorry, cos 90 degree. So the work done is cos 90 is 0. So basically this is minus Pe cos theta. So this is the expression for potential energy of a dipole placed in a uniform electric field. This is the final expression. This is the potential energy, not the work done. This is the work done, but when initial position was 90 degree, correct? So I hope this topic is clear. इसके वर्कशीट्स मैं आपको व्हाट्सएप में अपलोड कर दे रहा हूँ, एंड देन आफ्टर सॉल्विंग द वर्कशीट्स, इफ यू आर हैविंग डाउट्स, प्लीज आस्क मी separately. I'll answer all your questions. Thank you.